bitch. Is that better? Is bitch better? Is bitch better? Is bitch better?
Hey, bitches. Welcome back to another episode of Bitches Better Love Island Edition. I'm your host, Raven, and I'm back to talk about episode 4. And let's just get right into it because it's a doozy. So, Sincere tells the boys about the conversation that he and Mel just had, and he's all frustrated. And now he's like, I don't want my significant other to be acting like that. But then he's like, I know I fucked up and I didn't handle this right, so I got to fix it. And I was like, okay, which is it? You don't want a significant other that behaves like that. But in the next breath, you're like, I want my family back. Sincere, please, please. Mel doesn't know what to do with Sincere. She is still sitting over there saying that she's not mad that he talked to Kada. She's just mad that he wasn't honest about wanting to explore. No one believes that, but okay. So now she's like, I'm going to explore and I'm going to pull Casey tomorrow. I don't give a fuck about Sincere, basically. Like, I'm going to get exactly what I want. It's raining men in here. It doesn't have to be Sincere. And I said, okay, now we're talking. I like this attitude. More of this, please, because yeah, this is Love Island and it is raining men. It's not just going to be y'all this whole time. And I feel like they forget it, you know? They forget that. But I guess I need to try and put myself in their position where they're in this crazy situation with no concept of time, no idea what's going on, and they're just in this bubble. So that probably changes things, but I don't know. Again, like, you're on Love Island, though. Here I am changing my mind. You're on Love Island. You know there's bombshells coming in. Like, there's no way for you to forget that. You have to, like, be excited about it, I feel like, and anticipating it. Like, ooh, I wonder who's going to come in next. You know what I mean? Anyway, Bea really likes Gabe, and she's annoyed that Kenzie still hasn't said anything to her about like being interested in him and having chats with him. Now, Gabe really likes Bea too, but he said his second option is Kenzie. And he actually tells Bea this, which is good. But then he said that Kenzie turned him off a little bit with cultural differences. I don't know. I didn't fully understand what he was saying about her. That was a turnoff exactly. Side note, do y'all think that Sean is really into Kenzie or is he just like passing the time with her? And same question for her. Because I feel like they're just doing shit right now, but they don't really like each other like that. I don't care about that kiss that they had before bed. Okay, these people are horny, so it's whatever. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. So let me know what you think. So then we have Casey, and he's like, I really like that me and Anaya are on the same page, and she doesn't get jealous whenever I talk to other girls. And I'm like, first of all, I haven't seen him talk to other girls. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Anaya. So what do I know? But does she not get jealous because she doesn't really like you? Like, I don't know. Again, we're not seeing enough of them. So I can't tell. Cause remember before I was like, I can't read Anaya. And then she was like excited about being in a couple with him and she like said that. So I was like, okay, maybe she does like him. But now I'm back to my original thoughts about them. Like, I'm not sure what's going on there. So in the morning, Mel says she's going to pull Casey and Gabe for chats. And this is in the dressing room. So like all the girls are there. And so I guess that was her way of being like, Anaya, I'm going to talk to your man. Bea, I'm going to talk to your man. So Bea was like, cool. Like, we know how we're supposed to move with each other. And then someone else, I'm not sure who said it, was like, I love how respectful we are. Nobody's sneaking around or anything like that. And then here goes Kenzie talking about, I feel like we're just open about it. And Bea was like, I know you fucking lying. Bitch, you're the one that's sneaking around. She didn't say that, but her face did. Because, girl, what are you talking about? You still haven't told Bea that you're into Gabe and having chats with him. And this is just another example of Kenzie, just not being very bright, bless her heart. So, Sincere also brings Mel breakfast and they kiss. So they seem to be in a better place because the night before, she was upset and she like didn't want to cuddle with him in bed, but I guess it's a new day. So Mel pulls Casey for a chat and it's whatever. But KC said that he had 17 siblings, question mark, 7 on his mom's side and 10 on his dad's. I said, am I hearing this correctly? Like, good Lord, that's too many kids. That is ridiculous. But Mel loves it. She's like, oh, I'll pop out however many babies my man wants. Like, girl, talk to me after you have the first one. I used to say that I wanted 5 kids, and that number just keeps going down. Okay. But you know what? If she wants a bunch of kids, more power to you, girl. You do that. So Anaya is acting irritated because she said that she feels like Casey isn't being honest with her about how he feels about her and who he wants to talk to. And if he's not really feeling it with her, he needs to tell her so that she can go explore other options. And again, I was surprised because I don't really think she likes him like that. But then it was also like, what are we doing here? I understand wanting to know how he feels about you. That's natural. But even if you did know, like, you still should be getting to know everybody. It's the first week. Like, I just think it's very stupid when they don't do that. Everyone wants to be a day one couple that like makes it to the end or whatever. And I don't know why, because for me personally, that's not going to make me vote for you. Okay. I don't like think that's cute necessarily. Like maybe if you're together from day one and you go explore other options and you have these conversations and get to know people and you like keep coming back to each other, maybe. But either way, everyone should be getting to know everyone. And I just feel like it's a waste of the experience if you don't. Like, I don't think you're doing it right, but whatever. So Mel, after her conversation with Casey, was like, oh, it was a really good chat. And I'm actually interested in getting to know him more. And I don't believe her. Um, I think she just has something to prove, like when it comes to sincere, and she's like trying to talk herself into it. And I get it. I really do, but I'm not buying it. So then they have the boss bitch challenge. Now, with this, we've got the new bombshell, Corbin, and he's hiding in the accounts department. And I couldn't get a good look at him at this point. So I was like, I don't really know what we're working with, but he's like tall and light skinned. So I already know they're going to love him, right? So for the challenge, the girls are going to show everyone who's boss. They have to choose a boy that they're not coupled up with as their office crush, make out, read a question, and then choose the islander that it fits best. And then they get dunked into this pool of slime. And then the girl goes into the accounts department where Corbin is waiting, hiding, and they make out. And then they come back out and they have to make out with their person in their couple. So I think I'm just going to go through the girls and who they choose as their office crushes and not all the questions, maybe just the good ones. So Anaya chose Sean as her office crush. Same. Okay. Bea chose Sincere, and he was not shy about the kiss, which was interesting to see considering what he just went through the night before with Mel, but whatever. So the question was, who isn't afraid to step on toes to get to the top? And Bea chose Kenzie. And Kenzie is like, what? Whose toes am I stepping on? Like she's genuinely confused. So next up is Trinity. She chose Sean as her office crush. Again, yep, same. The question was, who is faking it for that promotion? And she said Bryce. And I said, good answer. Good answer. Bryce is pissed though. He's like, "Oh, I'll show you I'm not faking this shit when it's time to make out." What? Okay. I don't whatever. Mel chose Casey as her office crush and she described him as someone I know that want to taste it again. I said, "Oh, all right." So the question was, who needs to be fired? She chooses Kada. And then she's like, "But I love you though. It's all love." And Kata's like, "Fake love. It's fake love." Oh my God. I was like, Mel, this feels losery. I'm sorry. I gotta say it. Like, Kata hasn't done anything to you. This is ridiculous. Leave that girl alone. Like, why wouldn't you choose Sincere and slime his ass, right? Stop taking it out on Kata. She's like an innocent bystander. Oh my God. So then Kenzie chose Gabe as her office crush, and after putting on an entire performance for everyone, okay? She was like, "This is my stage. You guys are gonna see these dance moves and these splits." And I said, "Okay, girl, go off." So the question was, who is the office gossip? She said, Anaya, just because she always knows the tea. And I'm like, she does? That's news to me. What? Show more Anaya. Don't piss me off. So, yeah, Kata chose Sincere as her office crush, and I busted out laughing. And I said, I know that's right. Mel, you had to know this was coming. You had to. So then the question was, who needs a promotion from their couple? And she said, Sincere. Again, I'm screaming. And I'm like, Mel, you started this war, so I don't really know why you're sitting over there looking like that. Okay. And Mel's like, well, why would he need a promotion? I need a promotion after yesterday. Well, let me help you out here. He needs a promotion to get away from you. That's what Kata's getting at. So Kata was like, listen, I'm a tit for tat girl. Okay. If you come for me, I'm coming for you. Simple as that. And I said, okay. I did not see this coming from Kata, but I like it. And now I need this beef to continue forever. I'm sorry. It's too good. I know people are like, we don't want women fighting with each other. Da, 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 da. Not me. I love this shit. This is hilarious. So then after that, Mel's like, well, you know what? I'm happy I slimed her. And I'm like, girl, this is only happening because you slimed her. How don't you see that? It didn't have to be this way, but I'm happy it is. So that was the end of the challenge. So after the challenge, all of the girls talk about the bombshell, and Mel was like, he is exactly my type to a T. And then Mel was like, Kata, I just have to ask you, why did you say that Sincere needed a promotion? And she was like, cause you slimed me. Obviously, the fuck? Like, I was gonna get you either way. Like, it didn't matter what the question was. And Mel was like, oh, well, I only chose you because you're the newest person here. And I don't believe that for a second. Mel, you have to stop. Just be honest. Please. So then they call a truce, and that was really disappointing for me personally because I just told you how much I enjoyed this beef between the two of them. So unfortunately, I'm praying that something else happens so that they can get into it again. But like in a like not so serious, like deep kind of way. You know what I mean? Like getting at each other through the challenges type of way. Just like that. Nothing crazy. I don't want it to be baddies in here or anything like that. So the boys are chatting after the challenge, and Bryce is still very pissed that Trinity said he was fake or whatever. And listen, I don't care. I'm sorry. Moving on. Sincere is like, oh man, I can't stop thinking about that kiss with Kada. But I'm still confident in what I have with Mel. Sincere. I regret to inform you that neither Mel or Kata is thinking about you right now, okay? Mel is into the bombshell and Kata is into Zach, okay? She only kissed you to piss Mel off. Like it's not that deep. So Sean thinks Kenzie is emotionally immature because she won't even talk to Zach. Every time he asks, she's like, no, I don't want to talk to you. And I said, oh, this is what he's gonna use as his reason to not wanna get with her, when in reality, he just doesn't really like her like that. He's just passing the time. But she's doing the same, so it's fine. No, Bryce and Trinity have a conversation and she's like, "I don't actually think you're fake. Like, I know I said that in the challenge, but it's like, it's not that serious." And he's like, "Oh, well, that just really got to me because you're my favorite person to talk to, and I feel like we're building a foundation." What? What? What are you saying? This is not true. And Trinity is like, "Oh, well, I was thinking it was just a friend vibe." It is. It is. You thought right. And he was like, "Yeah, well, after you slimed me, I was like, wait until the end of the challenge when you have to kiss me. I'm gonna show you it's not fake. I got that dog in me." Like, Bryce, go home, sweetie, because I don't even know what you're saying now. And later, Trinity tells Anaya about her chat with Bryce, and she's like, "Yeah, we're on the same level." Huh? Are you? Because I don't think so, but whatever. You know what this feels like? And I hate to make comparisons, and I'm going to try not to do this, but Bryce and Trinity, it feels like Shelly and Austin from last season. Remember? It's like, y'all do not like each other. Please stop playing in our faces and carry on with someone else. Stop. So Bea finally pulls Kenzie for a chat to tell her about, why she slimed her in the challenge and said she was stepping on toes. And she was like, Gabe told me about your chat. So it just would have been nice if you had said something to me about it. And Kenzie's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I definitely should have. And now I feel bad, but I just honestly wasn't thinking about it. And I'm just like in a space where I'm stressed out because there's no spark and I don't know who I like. And I said, I knew it. So when she's out here kissing Sean all the time, she's just doing shit. She's just doing shit. And Bea was like, that's true. I didn't think about that. You're in a high stress situation. And I think you should get first dibs on a conversation with the bombshell over me and Mel. And I said, that's nice and considerate, but number one, like, I don't really think that's up to her. Isn't it kind of up to the bombshell? But also, does the order of the conversations matter? Does it matter that he talks to her first as opposed to someone else? Like, what if he doesn't like her? Whatever. So they get a text and they got to get over to the fire pit now because Corbin's coming in. So he comes in and Corbin, to me, looks like he could be one of Larsa Pippin's sons. Like I think I just have that show Calabasas Confidential on the brain and one of her sons is on there. I think it's Preston, I'm not sure. I think if Corbin put on sunglasses, he could pass for one of them, you know? And he's tall and he's light-skinned and the girls are going crazy. Crazy, I tell you, specifically Mel. And I'm like, okay, girl, this is your opportunity to cheat back or whatever, like, but calm down. Act like you've seen a man before. Please, you're blowing his head up, and I don't like that. And believe it or not, Corbin just doesn't do it for me. He doesn't. Like he's obviously attractive and I like how deep his voice is, but I'd still choose Sean over him, you know? Like I just would. So anyway, he's like, "Good to see you ladies again." And the guys are like, "Again? What does that mean?" And he's like, "Oh, I was in the room in the challenge, whatever." So then Corbin steals the girls away and he talks to them. He's 22. He's from Miami. Again, are we sure this isn't Larsa's son? Um, so he's like, oh, what y'all's type? And Trinity was like, you? And Kenzie was like, yeah, we all want a slice. Girls, 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 relax. They are acting like this man is Ovi and he's not. Okay. And I know, listen, it's not a season of Love Island until I bring Ovi up. Okay. To me, Ovi is the only person you should be acting like this over. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, Google Ovi Soko from Love Island UK. You're welcome. Now, please note, Mel, they're sitting at the fire pit. Mel is sitting right next to Corbin, right? And she's like just leaning all over, all in his face to the point where Trinity and Kenzie can't see him and he can't see them either. So she's blocking them out. And they pointed out to her a couple times too. They're like, girl, back up. We can't see. We can't hear. But she just kept doing it. She was too excited. She was too excited. And I imagine that she was experiencing that thing where people are like, "Oh, when I saw him, it was like we were the only two people in the room," because because that is how she was acting, and it was hilarious. Now, in the middle of Corbin talking about his past relationships, and I mean mid-sentence, Mel is like, "Can I pull you for a private chat?" I said, "Damn." I guess Bea didn't tell Mel about letting Kenzie have first dibs on the conversation with Corbin, or else she wouldn't have done this. Mel was like, hey, everybody, I actually don't have time for this. Okay. I got to teach Sincere a lesson, but also I'm honestly very attracted to this guy. So I'm going to be killing two birds with one stone. And I love that for me. So messy. Like, damn, can we finish the group conversation before you pull him for a one-on-one? Mel was like, well, no, no. And I said, am I coming around to Mel? And I don't think so, but she's making me laugh tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really enjoying this. So when Mel gets up to walk away for a chat with him, Sincere starts clapping. He's like, "How about a round of applause?" Standing ovation, 'cause you put on quite a show. Really had me going. I mean, it's so dramatic. I love it. So seriously, the entire time Corbin was talking to the girls, they're losing it. Specifically Sincere. He's like, "Oh my God. That's exactly her type. She would choose him over me right now." Like, they are losing it. Literally analyzing everything about the conversation. Zach is like, look at his body language. He's sitting with his arm open to Kata. He wants her. He's going to steal my girl. It's all over. They are stressed. And I love it so much. I love to see the boys freak out. It's very pleasing to me. So after Mel walks off with Corbin, Bea was like, "Kenzie, that should have been you, but you're up next, okay?" And they all agree on it. Now, Bea did not like how Mel was moving in that group conversation because she wasn't allowing him to like have a conversation with everybody. And she's like, "I'm gonna tell her too." And I said, "Oh, this should be good. I can't wait to see this." And then Anaya and Trinity were like, "Yeah, we didn't like that shit either. She was all leaning all over, all up in his face so he couldn't see us. And she was sitting right next to him, like, damn, relax." And Trinity was like, "What is she even doing?" Okay. If that was Sincere, she would be losing it and like interrupting their chat. Yes. And they're like, "Yeah, she's acting like she's so obsessed with him, but she forgot about him real quick." And I said, "Well, yes, this is Love Island after all, isn't it?" Like, I don't I don't think it was weird at all, except for she was like doing too much as far as like showing him how excited she was that he was there. You know what I mean? So over at Mel and Corbin's chat, they're vibing. They seem like they both want each other. And when he was like describing himself, he said something about like being goal oriented and focused on what he wants. And when he said what he wants, he was looking her up and down and smiling. And I said, "Oh, okay then. Sincere, say goodbye to your girl and possibly the island. Like it's a wrap. She's gone." So then Sincere and Sean go and talk, and Sincere is like, "Oh my God, I can't catch a break." And I'm like, "Shut up." Quit whining. This is Love Island. Y'all know people are coming in here. And didn't I just say yesterday that someone was probably going to come in and Mel was going to like him? And that whole scene that she made will have been for nothing. And now it's going to be used against her because Sincere can say the same thing about her chatting with the bombshell. And here we are. So he's freaking out. And Sean, my beautiful Sean, is talking so much sense to him, giving him great advice. And I'm like, "Oh my God, now he's even more attractive. Oh my God. What was I talking about?" I don't remember. Whatever. So when Mel gets done with her chat, she comes back to talk to Anaya, Trinity, and Bea. And Anaya and Trinity were like, kind of like hyping her up when she got back, which I was like, that's the opposite of what y'all were just doing, but whatever. So Bea was like, I'm not doing this. That was excessive earlier, girl. You were sitting right next to Corbin and you were literally blocking you were literally blocking Kenzie, the single girl, out. And Trinity was like, "That's true. I mean, I literally couldn't see." And Mel was like, "Oh, my bad. Like, I didn't realize I was doing that." And here go Trinity and Anaya again being like, "Oh yeah, she probably didn't notice." What? What is this energy? It feels flip-floppy, but whatever. I don't think I necessarily need to focus on that. And maybe they really are just like changing their mind in the moment. They're like, "Oh, she didn't mean to." Done. So Mel is like, relax. It's not that deep." And Bea was like, "Do not tell me to relax. This isn't the first time that this has happened." And Mel was like, "Okay, well, when else did it happen?" And she's like, "Well, I don't know exactly, but I saw it." And I said, "Bea, did you though?" Because I would love to know the other time she did it. So Bea's like, "Listen, just don't get defensive." And Mel's like, "Okay, well, I'm telling you, it's not on purpose. Like, I really like eye contact when I'm talking to people. It was not on purpose, and that's it." And they were like, "Okay, then it's all good." But the background music told a different story. Okay, that shit was tense. I said tense music playing, but actually the caption said dramatic music playing. So that says it all. And then Trinity's like, okay, well, was the conversation good? And Mel was like, yeah, I don't even want to talk about this right now because Bea did too much. And I said, that is so real. Okay. Now, I don't think that Bea did too much, but if I were Mel, like, I know that I can't just shift my attitude that quickly and like talk about my chat with that man after this exchange that we just had. You know, I need a minute. Give me 10, but we're not there yet. So she was like, I told you it wasn't on purpose and things are weird now. And Trinity was like, well, I get both sides. And Mel's like, whatever. She's mad and she storms off. And now she's crying in the beach hut, talking about she don't know what the fuck Bea's problem is, and she needs to fix her tone, and she's gonna be the one that stays composed and walked away. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I think that Bea handled it just fine. She was perfectly composed. Her tone was fine. I feel like Mel is tripping because you were doing too much because you know how it's just you're so excited about Corbin, right? And that's okay. I totally understand not wanting to hear that shit because you just had this great chat and you're like excited and giddy and now you're taking me out of it and you're kind of like raining on my parade. So I get that. So as she's walking away, she passes Kata and she's like, I need someone to talk to. And Kata literally was like, oh, oh, and came over here to me? That's weird. Like, girl, we are not friends. Also, I don't want to talk to you. I don't like you. Like, so this is odd. So luckily, and she's just like standing there in front of Kata and Zach. So luckily, Anaya was like, Mel, can we chat? And she was like, yeah, where do you want to go? She was like, well, back to the couch where Trinity and Bea are. And Mel was like, oh, hell no. I am not going back over there. So now she's just walking around the villa shouting, give me 10 over and over again. She had to have said it, I mean, at least 7 times. And that's it. Whew, what an episode. 10 out of 10, okay? And on Sunday, my prayers will be answered because we're getting our first recoupling. I cannot wait. I hope that y'all have a great weekend. I'll be doing Black After Sun on Bravo. We're Black tomorrow, so make sure you check that out. And I will talk to y'all again over here on Monday. Love you. Bye.
Bitch. Is that better? Is bitch better? Is bitch better? Is bitch better?